What's up, YouTube? Witness Policy here, bringing you some more discounts. Yes, for those of you who don't know who I am Witness Policy, and I started off with Pokemon, and I still play Pokemon with 2 Pokemon on the field. But that's besides the point for today. Aside from gaming, I also like RGB lights, and I also like discounts. So here they are. Moving along, today is very important. Amazon is having a huge sale on stuff on HyperX stuff. Now, for those of you who don't know who HyperX is, I hope you guys do. They're a very good company that do gaming things just like Razer and everybody else. The only thing is, I did move away from Razer to HyperX. The transition is kind of funny. So I did Razer because I was able to get a refurbished keyboard from them. But then after buying 2 or 3, it kind of felt more or less the same, and like nothing really more or less improved except the fact that it felt newer. And then I moved on to Corsair, which the K95 is gonna be the best one. The K95 and the thing like the M65 for the mouse, hands down, best thing in the world. But then I said, you know what? I need more space on my desk. So the thing about gaming keyboards, they're huge, bulky. Sometimes they weigh a ton, and they take a huge amount of portion of your desk. I don't have a small desk. I actually have, I think it's 55 wide by like 55 because it's an L shape, and then 24 in depth. So it's a pretty big desk. But honestly, the less things on my desk, the better. But yeah, HyperX. Talk about discounts. Let's go. Alright, so here we go. This is everything that they have on discount, and this sale does end today. I believe 20 hours from now, if I'm not mistaken. And I will be posting the video as soon as I am done here, because dude, everyone needs to know about this. And if you're looking for another keyboard, maybe you need a spare one, maybe you need a spare headset, maybe you're just tired of your old one that you don't like anymore. I don't want to mention any names. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's just dig into this, right? So all of these headphones are pretty good. It looks like this is kind of like the starter package. This is something you would probably get if you're just starting out. Maybe you can't afford like the big stuff. They're pretty decent. I didn't own a pair myself, but I do know a couple people that do, and they kind of remind me of the Corsair ones with like the what is it, like the octagon looking thing here where the microphone goes up and down, and they feel a little stiff. For $35 though, if that's all you can do, right? Look, it's compatible with PC, Xbox One, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and mobile devices. Like, yeah, that's the way to go. But yeah, from $15 off, like that's huge. Actually, oh, I was wrong. 16 hours from now, you guys even have 4 less hours to do this. All right. So let's try to speed this through the video so you guys can get your discounts. Yeah. Anything that you guys buy, please go ahead and use one of my links. It does help me a lot, and I would greatly appreciate it. But enough of that mushy stuff. Let's move on. All right, so this HyperX, I've never heard of this, and never have I used any of these, so I don't know what this is. But it looks like the microphone is actually detachable. And whoa, these are wireless. Oh, for $100, minus 40. I'm trying to take a look at this, try to see the design. Honestly, they seem pretty solid. But to be fair, at $100. Wireless headphones, and I'm taking a look at them right now, not to trash them because I like HyperX, but I don't know if they will overperform. Like, it does look like the ear cups are leather, so a big plus to them. A lot of them are made out of cloth, and it's kind of annoying, like when you pay something around this much, right? And it's cloth. The reason you will want like the pleather look is because it's more or less better soundproof than it is with the cloth. That's why like the Astros and stuff like that, they have the editions that you can buy, so you know, to improve your game, or to improve your hearing experience, listening experience. Man, I can't even English, dude. It's early in the morning. Leave me alone. All right, moving on. So honestly, wireless, 30 hours of use. And look, if you truly get at least 25. that's worth for someone who wants wireless headphones. Detachable noise canceling microphone, that's always a plus. I don't like having a microphone attached to me at all times, but this is not what the video is about. This is about getting you discounts. So red LED, oh man, who doesn't love LEDs? It's gotta have base cover. Yeah, the memory foam, that's probably what this is with the oh man, the plugger here. And it looks compatible with PS4, PC, PS4, and PS4 Pro. Okay, so it looks like this is just for PS4 and PC. Just light note, if they're compatible with a system, they're also compatible usually by default with PC. So I wouldn't emphasize too much on the PS4 part. It's just letting you know that it's either PlayStation or PC, right? You can't use them with Xbox. You probably could, but you probably need like an adapter or something, and that's just we're not gonna get into that part. It's just you're breaking your head at that point. Moving along, the HyperX Cloud. Now, I do have, however, I do own a pair of HyperX Cloud 2. The version 2, which is a slightly different version than what they have. So let me just go ahead and open one of these boxes. So these were my go-to for when it came to wired headsets. I moved away from wired. It's a long story. It was just preference over aesthetics. But yeah, these things are great. And it looks like they look just as identical. Same thing. The microphone is detachable from down here. Then well actually no, that's gonna be the cord that you would put in, the 3.5 mm, and then you're gonna put your microphone right there. It is detachable, however, and yeah, these are solid. So the thing about me for headphones and comfortability, Steel Series, I haven't had a good experience with them, and let me tell you why. There isn't enough space between the ear cup and then this rest piece, right? Usually with the Steel Series, maybe I bought the wrong headset, but I did buy a wired and a wireless, and they both feel the same. But what I look for in a headset is to have enough space so that my ear doesn't touch this back part. And the reason you don't want your ear touching this back part is because you start feeling uncomfortable, because there's a little bit of rubbing and a little bit of push towards your ear, and after a while it gets uncomfortable, trust me. But no, for these, the lower end of the HyperX CloudX, honestly, hands down, at this price, it's at $54.99 because you get my $15 off. Honestly, they're not a bad, it's not a bad deal. And it looks like you can buy the blue frame or the silver frame depending on which console you get. And don't forget that just because it says Xbox One, it doesn't mean that it's not compatible with PC. Again, normally, for the most part, all of these are compatible with PC because it comes with the little thing at the end where you can connect to your mic and your 3.5 mm cable, and then boom, there it goes. Out of all the headsets, the only reason I would recommend these is just because I have a pair and I've tried them, and very comfortable. And I mean, there's really nothing much to say about these. Moving along. The Stinger S, these look interesting. These honestly look like a little higher end than the ones that we originally saw. So I think they probably perform at the same level. The only difference, it looks like it comes with a remote, which is pretty interesting. I'm not gonna say much about these, but there it is, signature comfort. Gotta have the plugger. Yeah, immersive audio with 50 mm drivers. So when you look for headphones, something to note too, you do want to look at the driver that it has, and that's basically what this is. This right here. So yeah, drivers are primarily between 20 and 50 for headphones, and the bigger the driver, the more bass you're going to receive out of them. That doesn't necessarily mean it's better. Usually, and this is not the case for every headset, but usually the bigger the driver, they have a hard time trying to produce like high frequencies, kind of like treble. So be wary of that. But yeah, the bigger the driver, the bigger the boom, right? All right, let's keep it going. And just another pair of headphones. So what is it, $29.99? So it looks like this is probably just another low end, trying to get you in the door type of headset. And it looks like it looks like they're all basically similar to what we saw, because you have these around the same price range, and I guess these are even lower, headset only. These are compatible with Xbox. Okay, so inline, I'm assuming this probably just connects to your controller. Again, as long as it's see, they have I don't know how to feel about that. But honestly, it comes from HyperX, $30. You want to save some money, try them out. Why not, right? There is one more thing that I wanted to talk about the headphones. These are actually pretty cool. They got the green glow. They have the pleather. They look very interesting. We did talk about these just quite earlier about them, and it looks like these are the Xbox versions of the ones we talked about, which is these, right? So yeah, we already talked about them. We're not gonna continue going all along with that. The PlayStation version, look at that, $30. Again, it's got the cloth. I'm not saying it's necessarily terrible. I'm just saying that preferably for me, as many headphones as I have or have used, I do prefer the pleather that comes with them. So last thing, they do also have these earbuds. I'm not a fan of earbuds like that. I like earpods because of the old style that they have, not the earpods Pro. Oh my gosh, those things. No, anything that looks like this in my ear feels uncomfortable. No matter what I use, no matter what I do, it's just uncomfortable. It gets out. It's just not for me. But these seem to be at an okay price. I mean, you save 15 bucks. 14mm drivers. Usually for smaller headphones, the biggest driver is I think 20mm. I want to say. No, actually no. It's 15. So it's 8mm and 15mm. That's how it depicts. So same thing. The higher the driver, the thing more about the bass and stuff like that. Again, not saying that it applies to all of them, but for the most part, that's usually what that means. It's just the lows. They have a harder time developing more lows. So if you like treble, if you like clarity, more or less you want to just find something in between. But yeah, they even come traveling pouch and all that stuff. Look at that. I remember people used to wear something like this back in maybe a few years ago, where they were wireless, and you know, people could just put in their earbuds like that. This is not for me. I'm not saying I don't recommend it, but if this is something that you like, hey man, by all means, everybody, hey, you do you, man. You do you. It's like this guy's hair. Awesome. Alright, next thing that I want to talk about, and oh, look at that. I already purchased this one a long time ago. Well, actually, in October. So, and still holding strong, by the way. This is actually what I'm currently using. It's not this version, it's the extended one, but we'll get to that. So, okay, what is this? This is a mechanical keyboard by HyperX. Now, I'm gonna have to move some of this stuff because I kind of wanted to show you, give you an example of what it is. So, let's see. Let's scroll down here just so you guys get an idea of what this looks like. Oh, this is not making it easier. There we go. Man, I don't know how people direct movies. So this is the keyboard. I'm gonna unplug it so you guys have a better view. And it looks like it blends in with the mat. So let's move the mat out of the way. All right, out of the way. So that's the keyboard. It's very small, to be honest. I did the measurements earlier, and it looks like it is a little bit over 17 inches. And this is not the one that you're seeing on there. This is the one that includes the numeric number pad. But yeah, so it's a little bit under 6 inches this way, and then it's a little bit over 17. So this right here, honestly, I didn't think I would like it, but if you take a look at it, it's almost frameless, and I really love that about this keyboard. It's very small but big at the same time. It is a little bit heavy because it's made of aluminum, and you have the digital notifications here. So if you put like caps lock, number lock, you'll see a digital thing here. I mean, I wish I could. Maybe it'll show. Let's see. So notice how the number 1 is there, and now it's gone, and now the caps lock. It's pretty dope. So the keys that you see here, those are not included. these are pudding keys, and basically what they do is, so it's transparent in the front, so you can see the letters, but underneath, like on the side, it's actually clear all the way under here. So the only thing that's being blocked, it's the key itself. Like in the front, like the front's actually covered and colored, right? So the RGB doesn't go this way, except for the what the key it is. So F11, the F11 would would be RGB, would light up, but the rest of it would be closed off, right? But over here on the sides, all of this glows, and then all of this glows as well. And the other thing that I like about this keyboard is that if you ever need to clean it, do you see how the keys are lifted? You can actually just put some spray can, some compressed air, sorry, like so. Let's see. Like, cleaning this keyboard is so easy. It's not even funny. Like, you can literally get in there. You can actually like hold it at an angle and see if there's anything stuck in there. Man, like this keyboard is just, man, this keyboard has been the GOAT. Yeah, this keyboard has just it's been doing good. It's been doing great. So one thing to note about keyboards as well, you do want to make sure that hold on, let me plug this back in. You do want to make sure that why am I crooked? There we go. Better? I don't know about better, but alright. I mean, I'm still in it, right? Okay. So, yeah. Why am I talking about the why am I stressing out about this thing, right? So here, this is basically what you're looking for. You want to keep it, so if you're trying to game and you care about all the frames in the world and all this other stuff, right? You want a keyboard that has this. And the reason, oh my gosh, hold on. Let me fix this real quick. It's actually bothering me. We are back after doing some technical rework there. The thing, the little lever where the webcam is, the head actually came off. But we're not gonna talk about that. It's not HyperX, just FYI. So you can rest assured that we're still talking about these products. But all right, moving on. So HyperX, the red switches and all that stuff, right? The reason you want something like this is because in case, and this is just for explaining it to people who would have no clue what a gaming keyboard is, right? Just because it has the name gaming doesn't necessarily mean that that it does what you're supposed to. So what are these? These are switches. What do? They make sure that if you press the key on the keyboard a million times, it's going to register a million times at exactly the rate that you're pressing it, versus a standard keyboard where if you do that, it might miss a few clicks. It may not even get close to 1,000. It might even break, actually. I mean, that's we're not gonna get into like specifics, but yeah, basically you want something like this for fast response and to make sure that when you click it, whatever action was supposed to happen happens. And then they just give you a brief description here. 45 grams of actual force. Travel distance is very low, meaning that this is how low it takes before you press it and it reacts. So you don't, yeah, so obviously the lower the number, the better, depending on the application. But yeah, 80 million clicks, that means that they were tested in a lab where they have machines doing this all day, and they start counting to test it to make sure that it's gonna last this long, right? Now switches, there's I think HyperX has their version of 3 different switches, and they have red, aqua, and I believe blue. So red, it's more of a linear, and what that means is that when you press the button, this little thing here travels just like it says, linear, right? So it's gonna do this straight up and down. The aqua one though, so with the aqua, the difference between that and the aqua, it still switches. They work the same way. The only thing is the aquas provide a slight feedback, because there's a little kind of like a hook that when you press the little thing down, it does this, so that you have feedback, as in like response going like, oh, something did happen, like I actually pressed the button. Like, it's more for you in the sense like when you increase the volume in something and there's like little clicks that you feel like it's doing something, but in reality it's just increasing resistance or decreasing resistance. That's basically all it's telling you. It's basically saying, hey, look, you pressed me, you got some feedback to you, letting your fingers know, hey, look, it actually pressed, and then it's gonna go right back up. And then you also have blue. So blue is so it's loud and it provides feedback. So because it's loud and it provides feedback, it's slower at responsive, but not in the sense that you'll notice. So 1.8 traveling distance, you barely notice that you press that key. But yeah, honestly, for me, the red linear will be the best. Those are the closest that you're gonna get to sounding into a regular standard keyboard. Here, I'll go ahead and show you right now. That's pretty much as loud as my keyboard's gonna get, and that's me kind of like pressing the down arrow. The other two, so the Aqua does it'll do that same effect, except it'll be like a little click, and with that little click you'll kind of hear that something happened, right? So it's like, okay, I definitely pressed the button. And then with the blue, it's a little bit slower responsive, it's a little louder, and there is a click. So just keep that in mind. This keyboard is fantastic though, to be honest, and I know we just emphasized too much on the keyboard, but that's because I really love this keyboard. I'm probably gonna get another one if they have the full size and it's on sale, and it doesn't. Oh, actually, you say $5. I mean, $5 to $5, but yeah, honestly, the Tenkeyless, yeah, I mean, if you don't need the number pad, just like some of my friends don't, this is the keyboard for you. $65, you save $25. That's huge. That's huge, especially for this keyboard. Moving along, this is your standardized keyboard. This is I'm not saying you can't use it for gaming, because it's like regular keyboard plus. But yeah, this is what I mean. Water resistance, I think I actually have this one laying around. No, I don't have the buttons on top, but for the most part I do have a HyperX keyboard that's basically just like this. Again, this is back in the day when I didn't know any better, and I was just like, oh look, gaming keyboard, yay, $35, I'm set. Honestly, no. So this is more or less a traditional keyboard with the keys raised up a little bit, and it gives you the feel of a gaming keyboard, but it's made cheap in a cheaper way, so it's probably all plastic. The good thing about this is aesthetically it looks good, and you can control it with the Ingenuity, which I'm going to talk about at the end. I'm not a big fan of it, but yeah, moving along, this is it's an okay keyboard, does the job. Hey, if you just want a regular keyboard and you want lights on it like I do, hey, by all means, $35, not a bad deal. This right here looks very interesting. So this more or less looks just like the keyboard we were looking at, except bulkier. And this is what I mean by keyboards are just, gaming keyboards are bulkier than your standardized keyboard. And this is why. Look at the frame. The frame is huge. Like look, I could see there's maybe like an inch apart from where it ends all the way to the keys, and then all the way around maybe half an inch, and then you got all this extra space over here that honestly I don't really need, but those are volume controls, like if you're watching a video or music. I believe this is the to increase the volume, and then obviously you know what the rest do. These other ones, I believe that one is just like it is here with the function key. I think that's just to lower and increase the brightness. I don't know what the other two do. I'm pretty sure the one in the middle does like default RGB lights, but templates, where like it's like if you press it, it'll do like a glow, like circling aura. If you press it again, it'll do like a wave. If you press, that type of thing. Honestly, I don't know what the G does. I don't own this keyboard, and I don't think it's that important. Moving along, it's got the 80 million click lifespan, the linear red switches. So again, these are my favorite. The other ones are a little too noisy for me, but yeah, there it is. Solid steel frame. That's what you're gonna get with the one that I talked about earlier. Not this one, but this one. That one also has the aluminum body. This one's most likely plastic. because it's because of the price difference. And then yeah, you honestly, oh my gosh, you have no idea the durability that these things have. But yeah, this also looks like a good keyboard. The difference though, this is bigger, and this is the cable that you connect to your computer, that's stationary. You can't move that. You can't do the same thing with this one as well. But just like with my keyboard, it comes off. That's the thing you see here. That cable actually comes off. So I decided to replace it with a coil cable because I like less cables on my setup. But yeah, I love the fact that you can take the cable off, maybe take it somewhere else, and then replug it back in, and boom, you're good. Yeah, that's just preference. You really don't have to look into that. I mean, honestly, I have keyboards. I had standard keyboards for so long that it's not that huge of a like, oh my god, I gotta get that. So honestly, whatever does for you, you do that. So then we're gonna go into the mouses. And yes, it's mouses, not mice. The dean where I work at, so he actually corrected us because we're techs, right? And we used to say mice all the time, computer mice, all the computer mice. So according to him, and he has a Harvard degree, if you're talking about mouse as in rat, the animal, more than one in plural is mice. If you're talking about more than one mouse for like computer mouse, it's mouses. I didn't want to argue with him because I don't have a Harvard degree. So moving on. Now that we know a little bit of backstory of why I call mouses, let's go with this. So $15 for this keyboard, for this mouse. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't own any HyperX mouse, and nor is this video sponsored by any of these. This is just, the word has to get out. People like to buy things. I love discounts, and if somebody knew something about a discount over something that I wanted and they didn't tell me, oh, believe me, we are enemies. So yeah, moving on. Let's go ahead. This thing looks pretty interesting. It's got RGBs, which I love. 3389 sensor up to 1600 DPI. This is actually pretty good. I mean, if you're just starting out in the PC world, 1600 DPI is going to be really fast. Think of it as if you play Call of Duty or any of the shooter on console. Think of it as like, I think it's maybe the equivalent of like sensitivity of 12 or 13. So think about that when you're trying to move a mouse. It's ergonomic, so it looks like it concours the shape of your hand. For $35, if you just want a mouse, it's pretty okay. It's got a scroll wheel. That button there is going to be something to increase the DPI, which how fast the mouse reacts. And then obviously it resets after a certain amount of times that you press it. You can't go backwards. You can only go forward. And then these are your if you're web browsing, you can do forward or back, right? That's primarily what it is. But if you use the Ingenuity software that they have, you can actually program to do something else in game. So that's also cool. Yeah, 6 programmable buttons. I'm assuming they're talking about this. Let's see, this and maybe these here. Yeah, they're not really showing any other sides of the mouse. Okay, well, but yeah, $35 gaming mouse. Hey man, by all means. This is the one though. This is the one. The wireless RGB gaming mouse, and it's software controlled. So why is this the mouse? So there's two versions of this actually. Let me get into it. Here we are, and we can go ahead and maybe go back and forth. But this one's $40. It is, I believe, it's the exact same mouse as the one you're looking at. A little bit smaller, but for the most part, it looks like it's the same. It's got the pleather feel on the side. It's got the it's got 8 buttons apparently. Oh no, this one's actually different, and I don't know why they did that. They should have just left it alone like this. Maybe for battery life, but honestly, yes. If you are into having more space on your desk, no cables whatsoever, wireless mouse is the way to go. I have a Corsair, and I will continue to stay with Corsair. Maybe this mouse will change my mind, but so far Corsair has been my go-to for mouses. I have two wireless ones, one that's QI compatible, one that isn't, and the only reason I got them is because they were cheap. Before that, I used to use a wired one that I think it was the M65, I think said earlier. And the good thing about the M65 is it has weights at the bottom, so that you can make the mouse heavier if that's what you prefer, or you can take them off and make it as light as possible. QI charging, that means that you can charge it in any, you don't have to get the HyperX one, you can charge it in any wireless charging pad. All you gotta do is place your mouse starts to charge. That's exactly what this thing does, and that's the main reason, besides the wireless part, that I got it. It's compatible with PC, PS4, Xbox, and blah 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 blah. Okay, fantastic. I don't know why you're still playing with mouse and keyboard on the Xbox and the PlayStation. You might as well just get a PC. But yeah, honestly, this looks like this is the legit thing. So I did read the reviews before making this video, and it looks like this part here is not as good. It doesn't have as good of a grip, and it's the only complaint that people have as far as the mouse goes. Let's see. I know I saw that somewhere that somebody was reviewing, and they even took the initiative to tape it themselves so that it gave it a better grip. Aside from that, I mean, yeah, comfortable mouse held back by software. Yeah, see the software. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get to that. But we're spending, I guess, too much time on this. But yeah, honestly, between the mouses, my recommendations would be between this one or this one. The other mouses here are a little bit low end. This is just to start you off. Maybe you just need a mouse to play here and there, right? Like you can even tell 6200 DPI. That's in Call of Duty console terms, that is sensitivity 6, roughly around there. It's fast, not too fast. It's yeah. So if you're looking for something low end, something affordable, these are your go-tos. This is the starter. It's got RGB light effects, which is pretty cool. It's probably just in this section. This thing has a line, and it's got that, and it does. You can increase the how fast you want the mouse to like move around on the screen. So those are the low ends. But these two right here, these are the go-tos. Like if you're serious about it, maybe you got the funds. Honestly, I think these are the ones to go to. Excuse me. So the last thing that they have on sale is this right here. It's a mouse pad. A lot of companies are doing these. It's a big mouse pad. It's got RGBs. It integrates with their software. I mean, you know, they're not really a lot to say. I don't have a name brand mouse pad. I like this mouse pad because it was $14 and it was on Amazon. I was on Amazon. What was it, like the lightning deal? And I was like, oh, let's go. Honestly, mouse pads, they do make a difference to a certain extent, but don't overspend. Like you're about to spend $40. Like let's say you bought the other mouse, right? Let's say you bought this mouse and that mouse pad. You just spent $80 on a mouse and a mouse pad. Think about that. But yeah, that's it for the deals. What we're gonna get into right now is the Ingenuity, so that you guys can take a look and see how unrobust this thing is. I'm not saying it's the best thing in the world, and I'm not saying it's the worst thing in the world, but what I am saying is I don't like it. Let me see if I can get that set up for you. Here we go. All right, so I added it right here. So this is the software, and the only drawback about this is it's not something you install on your computer per se. It's from the store. It's from the Microsoft store. I think that's where it comes. I mean, it's been saying beta for the longest, and honestly, I don't know what to do about it. But yeah, moving on. It's very simple. I will say that using the Ingenuity actually ruined my keyboard once. One day I had to reset my keyboard, which is a thing apparently. The keyboard just didn't light up anymore, or it started doing some weird things where like weird lighting that I didn't even ask for it started doing. Like it would glow certain areas and certain areas it wouldn't. But again, do it at your own risk. Honestly, I really hate this software, and I think this is what ruins the product per se. Like the keyboard, the HyperX, the Quadcast, the microphone that I'm using right now, and like the headsets, like all of these have been fantastic. But then you come into this to like, you know, be original, maybe use some, you know, use the software to do whatever you want with it, and it sucks. So microphone, right? This is what I have right now. You can dim the lights, you can increase the mic volume, you can change, you can't change these because it's got a knob over here. The lighting, you can change the lighting, all that stuff. And it all sounds great, but the thing is, this has to be running in the background or else all of the configurations disappear. That's just a given, right? And the thing about it is, it doesn't go into the bottom of your right tray where like the time is, like the what is it, the Corsair IQ and like the Razer thing. It doesn't. It's just down there, minimized. You just have to deal with it, and it's kind of annoying. If you're doing like an alt tab type of thing. And then this thing, again, same thing. It's simple to use. You add an effect, you create a light effect, you can change the colors, you can change how fast and how slow you want the your effect to go through. Aside from that, yeah, you can reassign your keys just like you can with any other like gaming software with like the Corsair and Razer have. So it's not like it brings anything special, but there it is. That's the software. It looks plain as day. It actually looks like an intern did it for like a project over in college. But enough of that. Let's not trash it. I really love Corsair and all of the products. It's just that I wish they had a standalone application that just worked outside of the Microsoft Store. But aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, I will put all of these products in the description down below. Click on them, buy them. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you think these are crap, hey, you bought it from Amazon, you have 30 days to return it. See it that way, right? So that's it for me. Weakness Policy signing out. See you guys in the next one.